What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through my top 5 images from round 1 of the Aviv Dubai Championship, and yeah, let's get stuck in. So yeah, first time in Dubai, and obviously you got some of the big name players. You got your Tommy Fleetwood, Paul Casey, but let's go to what will be my number 1. First of 5, Tommy Fleetwood. This is shot on the Canon R5 with the Canon 300mm with a 1.4 extender on, and yeah, let's get into it. So nice early morning, sun hitting Tommy right in the face here. Just want to drop the highlights a little bit, bring up those shadows, but not too much. You want to kind of keep that contrast there. Actually add a bit more, a little bit more saturation, and you can actually zoom in. And yeah, pretty crazy the quality on the Canon R5. I think 45 megapixels, and yeah, that's definitely a keeper. Export that for Instagram and Twitter as well. Number 2 has to be Minwoo Lee, who's also playing with Tommy Fleetwood, and yeah, you have him just through impact. You can see the divot flying. So what's nice about this is well lit by the sun, and in the background we have a fairly dark piece of, well, fairly dark background. So we're going to just drop that black all the way to -90. Can even drop the shadows a bit more, and now it almost looks like he's in a studio with a black background and, you know, like a flash hitting him in the face. We're just going to bring up the contrast a little bit, add a bit of saturation. You want to just bring down the highlights a little bit just to even out the image, well, the skin, and there you go. Number 2 check, exported. Okay, so number 3, Dean Burmester currently 2 shots off the lead. So what we're going to do is just add a bit of contrast here, a little bit of saturation, bring down those highlights, bring down the shadows a little bit, not too much, bring down the blacks just to add a little bit more punch. You want to kind of get it somewhere around there. Lift up those shadows a little bit more, and then again you can just copy paste your settings, go to the previous image, paste. There you have it, number 3 done. Then we move on to the next image. 2 more images to go. This is actually a tough one. I know which one I already have in mind. Okay, so the next image we're going to go through is Mr. Sorde. The one thing about this image that I didn't like was we had the spectator rope in the shot, and it was quite a rush shot in my sense, that I didn't have time to really position myself quite nicely. But what's nice is you kind of get that dust, but the frame that I like is more this, just to, you know, show how tough the shot was, that he couldn't even hold on to it. So you want to add a bit of contrast, bring down those highlights, bring down the shadows, bring down the blacks, add a bit of saturation, and slowly bring out the shadows again. You can actually take it to about +10. Bring up the exposure a little bit, very low saturation, bring down the blacks, add more contrast, bring down those highlights, and that is number 4. And then favorite image of the day, I would say, is this one here of Sorde again. That was actually his 3rd shot after hitting that one out the bush. And yeah, what I like is, you know, not your typical composition, but you kind of get, you know, the whole feel around it, that he's hitting it into the green. You can see number 18, the Aviv branding, and yeah, it's quite a nice little, you know, scene. I think that's the story you're trying to tell you, that he's kind of going for the green. And yeah, we can just start by bringing up the shadows a bit. I don't know how dramatic I want to be with this one. Add a bit of saturation. Feel like we need a little bit more brightness, but we could also just bring up that exposure and bring down the shadows again. And yeah, pretty happy with that. I think that's a quite a nice shot. As you can see, I was kind of playing with a black and white version here, but you know, they both work. And yeah, that's my top 5 images from the first round of the Aviv Dubai Championship. Make sure to follow for more, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.